First off, it was said that the Quran, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other holy books describe the existence of a geocentric stationary flat earth. But I don't care what those books say, since that has nothing to do with my Christian faith. Take it up with them on that. I only care about two sources here: what Christianity may have to say and what science has to say. Christianity and science should not be contradictory. In fact, the earliest scientists were devout Christians. Modern scientists built upon these earlier scientists' work. Now, the claim that the Bible teaches the flat earth model. Many people in the comments section of Independent Baptist pastor Steven Anderson's video channel seem to passionately believe that God teaches the flat earth model via the Bible. Those same people also seem to passionately hold to the Christian faith. Yet preacher Anderson, his congregation, and Baptists throughout the world for centuries held to the globe earth model. But because of the flat earth movement, Steven Anderson had to hear about it every single day. Steve reacted in 4 ways to this. 1, he rightfully declared that opposing secular beliefs of atheistic people is the wrong focus. As he said, most people were going to hell long before Darwinism was even invented. Making it your priority to battle against what you think are false oppositions of science is not evangelism. It won't get people saved. Evangelism is when you preach the gospel, Pastor Steve cried. I agree 100%, and I must add that Jesus never said anything about Earth's shape or any scientific idea whatsoever. He was silent about that, so were his apostles. That was not their mission. Their only mission was to convict people of their sin and bring them back to a relationship with God. 2, Steve also went through every single passage of Scripture they say declares flat earthism and related principles. He explained each passage and seemed to refute the idea that any passage teaches flat earthism. He also noted some passages which he felt supported the globe earth model. I must add that while the Bible doesn't teach the flat earth model, it doesn't teach the globe earth model either. These poetic and metaphorical passages are now pulled in contradictory ways by those who want them to teach a precise geometric point. The Bible is not a science book. Christianity's goal was exposing people's moral failings and provoking them to correct themselves and get right with God, no more, no less. 3, Steve also said that those who claim Earth is flat and other antiquated ideas and also claim to be devout Christians are imposters or shills. That is, pretend Christians who actually oppose Christianity. By making Christians look like fools, Christianity is then discredited. I agree that many so-called Christians are fakes, but it can't be all of them. And also, there are non-religious flat earthers. 4, Steve made bombastic, angry denouncements against flat earthers using numerous insults. This has turned people off from his message. I, however, respect people's flat earth belief. If believing such a thing makes them feel closer to God or special, so be it. Read Romans chapter 14. I'm just here to proclaim that Christianity and science are fully compatible. As a globe earther, I too understand that our government is very corrupt and untrustworthy. Though flat earthers have disagreements among themselves, such as whether or not a dome surrounds Earth, the flat earth model is a package deal. That is, all flat earthers believe that Earth is stationary, all deny the existence of gravity, and all deny the existence of man-made satellites. There are other points, but those are the 3 main accompanying ones. Though globe earthers have disagreements among themselves, such as over Earth's age or how it was formed, the globe earth model is also a package deal. That is, all globe earthers believe that Earth rotates on her axis, all believe in gravity, and all believe that man-made satellites orbit Earth. There are other points, but those are the 3 main accompanying ones. Now, flat earthers attack the claim by globers that Earth is spinning extremely fast. They use that claim to ridicule and discredit the globe model. Now, I certainly believe that Earth is moving, but claiming that she's spinning extremely fast was a stupid move since it makes our belief sound nonsensical. Here's how globers came to that conclusion. They used Earth's estimated circumference, roughly 24,898 miles or 40,070 kilometers, and the idea that a day is 24 hours long because that's how long it takes to rotate completely around, and took the big number of Earth's circumference and divided it by 24 to arrive at 1,037 miles or 1,670 kilometers per hour. But that's the wrong way of doing things. Miles or kilometers per hour should only be used to calculate the time it took and the distance traveled from one destination to another, such as car and plane rides. The formula that should be used is RPMs. That's revolutions per minute. You probably noticed an RPM dial in a car. That shows how many times the engine's crankshaft makes one full rotation in a minute. Their RPMs vary from 1,000 to 8,000. Objects you could regularly see rotating in RPMs would be music records, which were popular in the 1950s through the 1970s. They revolved at 45 RPMs, which moderate speed you could easily follow with your eyes. Bigger records were slower at 33 RPMs. Now, how many RPMs would Earth be moving at? Since it takes 24 hours, that's 1,440 minutes, to make one revolution, it's 1 divided by 1,440. That gives us 0.0007 revolutions per minute. Extremely slow. When I was a child, my grandparents took me to the Triune Amusement Park, Santa's Village, Farmers Village, and Coney Island. Above the gateway between Santa's and Farmers Villages was a globe of Earth. I discovered a gizmo in a nearby bush and pushed a button. This made the globe slowly rotate. It was like this. But even that is much too fast for Earth's real rotation. Earth's actual rotation is so slow it can't even be noticed. That explains a lot. As for clocks, they run at different speeds. The higher away from Earth a clock is, the faster it will run, and the lower a clock is toward Earth sea level, the slower it will run. Its speed is always in direct relation to its proximity to Earth. This makes perfect sense if we consider that the closer we are to Earth, the higher the gravitational pull, which slows down a clock's hands and internal mechanisms. Without the existence of gravity, how could this be? A flat earther challenged me by typing, "You guys claim that the moon pulls ocean tides back and forth because of gravity, but the moon can't even pull a small puddle of water from its crevice." But the moon does pull on puddles. The thing is, the moon's pull on opposite ends of oceans and lakes varies significantly because there's a large distance between the ends of oceans and lakes. So the moon being on one side or the other makes a big gravitational difference, resulting in stronger and weaker pulls as a magnet's distance to an iron object determines its pull. But since there's such a tiny distance from one end of a puddle to the other, the moon being on either side of it barely changes the gravitational pull. So it's almost unnoticeable. And when we only had landlines that required telephone cables and cell phones that needed local cell phone towers, there were many places on Earth where telephone communication was impossible. This was also true with radio and television signals, which travel in straight lines, which could not bend around Earth's curvature straight in, and it would go. And if you're here, you can go, but if you're the opposite, you couldn't. No way. Said technology could not work if you were between mountain ranges or down in a canyon either, as the rock walls blocked the signals. Man-made satellites orbiting our atmosphere overhead, so they could go everywhere, and then here, and then shoot it from here, and shoot that in multiple directions, get the whole thing. They solved these problems. The flying satellites solved these problems and were a big leap forward. That's along with their allowing us to have GPS, Google Earth, and other valuable features. As for flat earthers using advanced mathematics such as trigonometry and calculus to support their beliefs, the consensus of mathematicians who have mastered these disciplines is that Earth is a globe. Now let's go forward in all our ways, not backwards. This would also include dumping atheism, which is a different type of rejecting aspects of reality.